Hello friends and welcome to the Hindu Editorial Analysis brought to you by Ada 247 and I am Saurabh. This is the English version of today's editorial analysis. If you want the Hindi version, you will get the link of the same in the comment section as well as the description of the video. Now my dear friends, without wasting any time at all, let's take a look at the motivational quote that we have here for you. It's not about perfect, it's about effort, and when you bring that effort every single day, that's where transformation happens, that's how change occurs. So, you might have heard people saying that, nobody is perfect, but still we should try and become perfect. See, it's not about being perfect, it's about, effort. And the thing is that every passing day, you should try and get some effort. You should try and make a little more effort. And when you do some effort each and every day, that's when change happens. That's when improvement happens. And that's the way how you get success in life. Okay, guys? So it's not about perfect. It's about effort. And when you bring that effort every single day, that's when change and success happens. Always remember this and keep this in mind. Now, my dear friends, let's come back to the center screen. And then, let me tell you, my dear friends, now it's time to take a look at the overall review of the e-paper that we have here for you. So, let's take a look at the e-paper that we have here now. Well, so Unstoppable Juggernaut. Now, this particular, my dear friends, article is actually a political article. All those of you who are actually having the examinations of civil services, I am pretty sure that you will like this article and you should definitely take care of this one. Then I left over here, Dangerous Spiral. Now this, my dear friends, is an international relation article between India and Pakistan. There have been a lot of problems, by the way, especially, Pakistan called back its envoy, and in fact, the Pakistani side, they have also violated the ceasefire a lot of number of times in this particular year. So something really is wrong going on between India and Pakistan once again at the diplomatic level. And this, by the way, is an article of international relations. So all those of you who are civil aspirants, you should definitely take care of this at once. Now, after the drift, the split. Now, once again, another political article, my dear friends. This is about the TDP, by the way, the TDP quitting NDA and the TDP BJP breakup. So perhaps, Andhra Pradesh, didn't get the funds, by the way, in the words of its chief minister, the funds which were promised, the special status which were promised by the previous Prime Minister, Manmohan Singh, and it was not given to them, and that's why they want to separate. In fact, they got separated from the NDA, which was, by the way, which was led by the BJP. A lot of issues are, unfolding between the TDP and the BJP. So this particular article sums up the same situation. Now, if you are definitely preparing for civil aspirants, civil examinations, this is a pretty good article for you. So you should take care of this as well. Now, I left over here, in a plastics world. This, by the way, is a very, very important article, and we are going to take care of this for sure, my dear friends. We will analyze this article for sure, whether you're taking the bank examination, the SSC examination, the CTET, the CLAT, or the civil examination. This is the most important article today, and we will analyze this article for sure, my dear friends. Now, so this is, by the way, you just take a look at we just had a look at the various newspaper parts, but anyway, let's go back to the editorial one that we are focusing right now. Okay, so let's come back to the editorials now. Now, the Scruples in Salisbury. So this, by the way, is actually a particular article regarding the poisoning of the Russian double agent, by the way. Russian double agent and his daughter were poisoned by, Russia, by the way, allegedly by Russia on March 4 in England. So this is, by the way, regarding that only. It's more of a IR kind of an article. Pretty important for the civil aspirants, by the way. Then right over here, the virtual other. So now, see, whenever you see A.S. Paneer Selvan, well, he has, by the way, got a habit of writing articles from, especially from, from journalistic point of view, from media point of view. So this is another very nice article, by the way. If you're pursuing BJMC or MJMC, or if you're doing a mass comm, I'm pretty sure you will like this article. So you should definitely take care of this. But then again, there's actually the topic on which he's writing today. It's about, what should be the border between personal and professional writing on social media. So this is a pretty good article. And if you're preparing for any GDs, by the way, this is a good article. You should definitely take care of this and look at this as well. Now then, a summit on the hills. Now another very important article, by the way, and this is an article that we have to analyze today because it's about Darjeeling. It's about a very beautiful place and a very special place of Indian economy as well. So this is a good article and we shall definitely take care of this, my dear friends. Now let's take a look and go back to the center screen, and now let's take a look at the PPT. Before we do that, by the way, it's very important that we also analyze what are the articles at hand. So as I told you, in a plastics world, our today's first most important article. Let's analyze this, and then after we are through with some of the analysis, we'll take care of question number 1 and 2 and the various others that follow. So now let's see the e-paper that we have here. Okay, so in a plastics world. Now, plastics world, that means most of you can talk about plastic over here. So the presence of plastics in drinking water must compel drastic action. Well, you know what, plastic is supposed to be, it's a very harmful substance when it comes to consumption, by the way. And a recent report found out that the various packaged drinking water of plastic bottles also contain plastics that can be consumed by the users who use that, packaged water. So this is actually a very disturbing finding. Now let's understand more what's given over here. So plastics are now widely present in the environment as visible waste along coastlines, in lakes and rivers, and even in the soil. So by the way, as far as plastics are concerned, they are very much present in the environment and very much visible along the coastlines and lakes and rivers, and also very clearly in the soil. Now, the recent finding that microplastic particles are found even in safe bottled water indicates that the magnitude of crisis. So perhaps recently a study was conducted and it found that, in microplastic particles are found even in the safe bottled water, and it clearly shows how huge this crisis of plastic is. So now let's understand more. There is little doubt that the global production of plastics at over 300 million tons a year, according to the UN Environment Programme, has overwhelmed the capacity of the governments to handle what is thrown away as waste. Now, see, when a production is done at a really huge level, then it actually becomes a pretty much of a problem in order to understand how do we handle its waste. The same problem is happening with plastic over here. So according to the UN Environment Programme, 300 million tons of plastics are being produced every single year globally, and it has actually, outdone the capacity of the governments to handle how to throw away and what to throw away in plastics. Now, let's understand more over here. What exactly are microplastics that we just talked about in the studies? Well, see, microplastics are particles of less than 5 mm, millimeter, that enter the environment either as primary industrial products such as those used in scrubbers and cosmetics, or via urban wastewater and broke down elements of articles discarded by the consumers. So microplastics, see, they are actually of less than 5 mm, by the way, and that means they are actually very much, you cannot see them with the naked eye. They enter, by the way, the environment either as primary industrial products, such as the one that are used as scrubbers, or cosmetics, or through urban wastewater and broken down elements of various articles that are discarded or thrown by consumers. So something is definitely not okay as far as your microplastics are concerned. Now, my dear friends, let's see question number 1 that we have here for you. So, we just learned about this word discard. So, what you say is the synonym for the word discard from the options ratify, eliminate, sanction, and accept. See, as far as your, the word accept is concerned, it means to accept something, when, and not say no to something. Sanction means to, we can say it means to, approve something, or provide your sanction to approve something. Then, eliminate means to, take something out of something and, remove something from somewhere. Then ratify, once again, means to, support something or to promote something in order to support the same. So, by the way, as far as the synonym is concerned, I hope till now you would have answered the same idea. You would have been able to give the correct answer. the correct answer for the word, the synonym for the word discard is going to be, eliminate. Discard also means to remove, and eliminate also means to remove. So I think you should write in the comment section, discard equals to eliminate, discard equals to eliminate, because both discard and eliminate means to remove. So write down in the comment section, discard equals to eliminate. Okay, now let's go back to the e-paper that we have here for you. So, washing of clothes releases synthetic microfibers into water bodies and sea. The health impact of the presence of polypropylene, polyethylene and terephthalate and other chemicals in drinking water, food and even inhaled air may not yet be clear, but indisputably these are contaminants. So by the way, when you wash clothes, then washing of clothes releases synthetic microfibers into water bodies and seas. And you know what? The impact, the health impact of the presence of polypropylene and polyethylene and terephthalate and other chemicals in drinking water or food or even in inhaled air may yet not be clear what is the amount that's there, but definitely one thing is definitely clear, that these are contaminants and they pollute the environment. That is for sure. Now, research evidence from complementary fields indicates that accumulation of these chemicals can induce or aggravate immune responses in the body. So by the way, the research, by the way, have shown that complementary fields, research from evidence from the complementary fields and other fields, by the way, also indicate very clearly that the accumulation or the collection of these chemicals induce, they start up or aggravate, or they enhance the immune, or they make even worse the immune responses in the body. Now, let's understand more over here. More studies as a globally coordinated effort are necessary or important to assess or understand the impact on health. It is heartening and good to know that the WHO has come forward to commission a review of health impact of plastics in water. So my dear friends, that was all that I think is pretty clear, my dear friends. Now the WHO is there to understand and see what exactly is the impact of health, impact of plastics on health, and now it's going to review the same. Well, now my dear friends, let's see question number 2 that we have here, and I'm pretty sure that you shall be able to give the correct answer. So here's question number 2, my dear friends. Which of the following is not true according to para 1? So there are 3 statements. Tell us which of the following is not true. Statement A is, the recent finding that microplastic particles are found even in unsafe bottled water indicates the magnitude of the crisis. Then statement B says microplastics are particles of less than 5 mm that enter the environment either as primary industrial products such as those used in scrubbers and cosmetics or via urban wastewater and broken down elements of articles discarded by consumer. Then statement C says most studies as a globally coordinated effort are necessary to assess the impact on health. Well, if you, my dear, feel that option 1 is the answer, then you can type 2-1 in the comment section below the video. If you feel option 2 is the answer, then you can type 2-2 in the comment section below the video. If you feel number 3 is the answer, then you can type 2-3 in the comment section below the video. If you feel option number 4 is the answer, then you can type 2-4 in the comment section below the video. And if you feel number 5 is the answer, then you can type 2-5 in the comment section below the video. Okay, guys? So I hope that you very much would have answered till now. Now, if you take a look at all of these 3 statements, then you will definitely find that statement A says, reads like this: the recent finding that microplastic particles are found even in unsafe bottled water. Though, they can be termed unsafe now, but in the paragraph we read them as safe bottled water. Hence, the not true over here is going to be the statement A. That means the correct answer, which you would have applied as well, I suppose, is going to be 2-1, only A. Now, let's go back to the article in the e-paper. So, last December, by the way, last December in Nairobi, UN member countries resolved to produce a binding agreement in 18 months to deal with the release of plastics into the marine environment. So, it was actually about last December only in Nairobi, by the way. I suppose it's in Zimbabwe, might be, I'm not able to get the exact country. Anyway, so last December in Nairobi, by the way, the UN member countries resolved, to produce a binding agreement, in 18 months to deal with the release of the plastics into the marine or sea environment, by the way. Now, The problem is staggering. 8 million tons of waste, including bottles and packaging, make their way into the sea each year. So this actually is a really huge matter of concern. The reason being that the problem is why exactly is the problem staggering? Because 8 million tons of waste, that's really huge, you know, including bottles and packaging, make their way into the sea each year. Can you imagine anyone, you know, dumping 8 million tons of waste in your home? Well, that's what goes on with the sea creatures, you know. So there is definitely huge. There is now even the Great Pacific garbage pit of plastic debris. India has a major problem dealing with plastics, particularly single-use shopping bags that reach dumping sites, rivers, and wetlands along with other waste. So, you know, there is now even the Great Pacific garbage patch of the plastic debris. So it's a new thing that actually, you know, emerged because of the various problems that are occurring now. India, by the way, has a very huge problem, has a major problem dealing with plastics, you know, particularly single-use shopping bags that, you know, in our nation that reach the dumping sites, rivers, and wetlands as well, along with other waste. So this is something that we seriously need to work upon. The most efficient way to deal with pollution is to control the production and distribution of plastics. Now, if you want to know how do we deal with the pollution, then very simply and the most efficient way to deal with it is actually, you know, to have a control on the production and distribution of plastics. Now, my dear friends, let's go back and let's take a look at the question number 3 that we have here for you. So, you did study about indisputable in the first para of this particular article. Now it's time for you to tell me the synonym for the word indisputable from the options of irrefutable, uncertain, refutable, and dubious. Now see, dubious means something which is doubtful but it is not clear. Refutable is something which can be refuted, you know, which can be, argued upon. Uncertain means something which is not certain at all, which is not fixed at all, which is not fixed. Then irrefutable means something which cannot be argued upon at all, you know, which is something which is totally fixed and totally certain. Now see, when I ask you about the synonym for the word indisputable, it has to be option number 1, irrefutable. Because see, indisputable means what? Something which cannot be disputed. In the same way, irrefutable means something which cannot be argued upon. So you can write in the comment section, my dear, indisputable equals to irrefutable. Indisputable equals to irrefutable. Why? Because both indisputable and irrefutable actually means something which cannot be argued upon. Alright, my dear friends, it should be indisputable equals to irrefutable. Now, let's go back to the e-paper once again. So, banning, you know, once again, we were talking about how to deal with plastics. So, banning single-use bags and making consumers pay a significant amount for the more durable ones is a feasible solution, you know. And I think this is something that we already go through, you know. If you go to any particular store like Big Bazaar or some other, you know, major store, some other storeroom, they ask you that do you have any bags or not, or do you need some bags as well. So then when you have to pay some amount for the same, let's say 5 rupees or something, and then they give you a bag. Most of the time it's not even a polythene bag, it's more of a jute kind of a bag. But then again, now such things have started happening and things have started improving. So this is the exactly thing that this is a good way forward, you know, so that it encourages reusability of plastics by, you know, by us, by Indians and other people of the world. Enforcing the Solid Waste Management Rules 2016, which requires segregation of waste from April 8 this year, will retrieve materials and greatly reduce the burden on the environment. So perhaps, you know, the enforcement of the Solid Waste Management Rules 2016, which requires the separation of waste from April 8 of this year, by the way, will take back materials and greatly reduce the burden on the environment as well. Now, how do we do that? Waste separation can be achieved in partnership with community and present a major employment opportunity. Now, if you want to know about waste separation, now see, waste separation or segregation can be achieved in partnership with the community, with the people, you know, and present a very huge, a very big employment opportunity as well. The goal, by the way, the goal or the main target over here has to be long term, as the European Union's Vision 2030 documents on creating a circular plastic economy explains. The answer lies in the changing the very nature of plastics from cheap and disposable to durable, reusable and fully recyclable. So, by the way, the European Union's Vision 2030 document very clearly, states that a creation of a circular plastic economy should be there. And how do we do that? What exactly is the funda, or what's the theme of a circular, economy over here regarding plastics? Then that means the changing the nature of plastic from cheap and disposable to durable, reusable and fully recyclable. So these are some pretty good things, by the way, that can happen. There is a consensus and agreement that this is the way forward. Now that the presence of plastics in drinking water, including the bottled variety, has been documented, government should release. It cannot be business as usual. Now see, since there is agreement that this is the way forward, now the presence of plastics in drinking water, including the bottled variety, has been documented, has been put on paper. Governments, by the way, should release it, should bring it out in the open, and it cannot be business as usual or the way that goes on right now. Now, my dear friends, let's see question number 4 that we have here for you. So, which of the following is true according to para? Now, this is a question that you need to answer, my dear friends, and I am sure that you, my dear, will be able to give the correct answer for this particular question. Now, see over here, statement A says, the problem is staggering. 8 million tons of waste, including bottles and packaging, make their way into the sea each week. Then statement B says, the most efficient way to deal with pollution is to control the production over here and distribution of plastics. Then statement C says over here, now that the presence of plastics in drinking water, including bottled variety, has been documented, governments should actually release it, cannot be business as usual. Well, see, my dear, if you feel option 1 is the answer, then you can type 4-1 in the comment section below the video. If you feel number 2 is the answer, then you can type 4-2 in the comment section below the video. If you feel number 3 is the answer, then you can type 4-3 in the comment section below the video. If you feel number 4 is the answer, then you can type 4-4 in the comment section below the video. And if you feel number 5 is the answer, then you can type 4-5 in the comment section below the video. Well, see, as far as this question is about which of the following is true. Now, in statement A, it reads like this: the problem is staggering. 8 million tons of waste, including bottles and packaging, make their way into the sea each week, which should be each year and not each week. That means, my dear friends, statement A is not true. But we have to search the ones which are true, by the way, and which, my dear friends, are only C and B. So, my dear friends, all those of you, in fact, I hope you as well, did the same, because the correct answer over here is 4-4, only C and B, because both B and C are completely true over here. So that was all that we had here regarding the first article of the day, and I am sure that you would have liked it, you would have understood it, and you would also make sure that you, as a single person, as an individual, as a valuable member of the society, will try and make sure that you reduce your plastic consumption and find out some other way in order to save the environment. Well, let's take a look at another article, or the next article that we have here now. So, a summit on the hills. Now, to attract investment, Darjeeling must be kept free of agitations. Now, see, I'm sure that you know about the agitation that happened in Darjeeling in the last year, and it actually damaged the economy of the hills, the economy of Darjeeling, and also caused a damage to our Indian economy as well because of the same. Now, if people want that Darjeeling should get investment, we are able that Darjeeling is improved. If Darjeeling gets improved, by the way, in terms of investment, then definitely we'll have to keep it agitation free. Now, let's understand what's given over here. So, having seized the reins of the state on the back of a violent land agitation, West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee has been at pains to shed the industry label tagged to her since the Singur and Nandigram episodes. So, perhaps, anti-industry label tagged to her. Now, see, having taken back the reins or the control of the state, which was on the back of a violent land agitation, West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee has been at pains and has been working really hard to shed and to leave the anti-industry label that has been tagged onto her since the Singur and the Nandigram episode that happened, by the way. The Singur, I'm sure you would have known about the Tata Singur plant that actually, it was actually extremely loss for the nation, or also extremely loss for Tatas, and because of which, perhaps Mamata Banerjee came to power in West Bengal. But since then, there has been a tag on her and as that of being anti-industry, because of which, pretty much she has lost out on a lot of investment opportunities as well. Now let's understand more over here. So, little surprised then that the Trinamool Congress chief has been assiduously wooing industry ever since she entered office. Though she entered office back then, more like an anti-industry person, but now ever since, she has been trying to make sure that the industry people, that the companies, come and get attracted to West Bengal. Now, the annual business jamborees have become slick, well-orchestrated events with the occasional large presence of ministers of the Modi government and almost always a sizable cohort of captains of the industry. So, the annual business jamborees or summit like that, they have become very slick or more like an orchestrated event, where everything is fixed what's going to happen, where the occasional large presence of ministers of the Modi government, the central government, and almost always a sizable cohort of captains of industry, So perhaps a lot of public is there, but then again, what exactly is the output? That's the main thing, that's the main point over here. While projecting a pro-industry image has been an ongoing project for the state government, Ms. Banerjee's urgency to host an investment summit last week in Darjeeling was quite a unique proposal. So by the way, while projecting a pro-industry image has been an ongoing project for some time now for the state government of West Bengal, Ms. Banerjee's urgency and the quickness to host an investment summit last week in Darjeeling, by the way, was quite a unique proposal, something which was seen for the first time. Now, my dear friends, it's time for us to take care of question number 5 that we have here for you. Let's see about that. So, you did read the word about assiduously. Now, what do you think is the antonym for the word assiduously from the options diligently, earnestly, gently, and closely? Well, my dear friends, see, the meaning of diligently means, hardworking on a very hard way. Like diligent means hardworking in the same way. Earnestly, once again, means honestly or in a very hardworking way. Gently means lightly over here. Closely means something which is done very closely and very keenly. So I think till now you would have been able to give me the answer or the antonym for the word assiduously. Now see, first of all, you need to write the meaning of the word assiduously. So I want you to write, assiduous equals to hardworking. Assiduous equals to hardworking. Write in the comment section, my dear friends, because that's what the meaning of assiduous is. It means hardworking. So write in the comment section, assiduous equals to hardworking. Now see, so assiduously means, in a hard-working manner. That means the synonym for the word would be diligently or earnestly very clearly. Closely might be a non-related or, might be synonymous to the word assiduously in a far manner, but gently has to be the antonym over here. So the correct answer for the question number 5 over here has to be option number 3, gently, because assiduously is antonymous to the word gently, my dear friends. And that's the answer over here. I hope you chose the same. Now let's go back to the e-paper that we have here for you. So we just understood and read about what's happening in West Bengal. Now let's understand more over here. The fragile hill economy was badly jolted and shocked by last year's 104-day shutdown due to a separatist agitation launched by the Gorkha Janmukti Morcha, the GJM. All right. So by the way, the fragile hill economy, the very light hill economy of Darjeeling was very badly jolted or shocked last year because of last year's 104-day shutdown due to a separatist agitation, which was launched by the Gorkha Janmukti Morcha or the GJM. The shutdown caused an estimated 500 crore rupee loss to the ailing Darjeeling tea industry and an unquantified loss to the tourism sector together for the mainstay for the economy. So, the Darjeeling tea industry is also not in a very good condition, but the shutdown, which was actually cost a loss of estimated 500 crore rupees to the ailing Darjeeling tea industry, which is already in pretty much in shadows right now, and also an unquantified loss and something which cannot be measured to the tourism industry, the tourism sector of Darjeeling, together the mainstay for the economy of Darjeeling. Now let's understand more over here. So the agitation, which was spearheaded by the erstwhile, or led by the erstwhile GJM chief Bimal Gurung, led to a vertical split in the outfit, which with the Binay Tamang faction showing keenness or interest in initiating talks with Ms. Banerjee, even as Mr. Gurung was on the run to escape possible prosecution on charges ranging from funds misappropriation to inciting violence. So, by the way, the agitation which was led by the erstwhile GGM chief Bimal Gurung, it led to a vertical breakdown or a split in the outfit of the GJM with Binay Tamang, faction or his subgroup showing keenness or interest to initiate talks with Ms. Banerjee, the Chief Minister of West Bengal, even as Mr. Gurung, was on the run and trying to run away and trying to escape the possible prosecution on charges, ranging from funds misappropriation, mishandling and misappropriating of funds to inciting and provoking violence. So that's what is there in this particular article. I hope you got a good idea of the same. Now let's go back and let's have the parajumble that we have here for you. Let's see the parajumble now. So guys, it's a very beautiful 7-sentencer parajumble. You simply have to do 3 things. First of all, just try to find the first independent statement. Second, try to find the logical pairs. And number 3, my dear friends, try to arrange the parajumble in the correct order. Just these 3 that have to be done, and I hope that you can do the same. So pause the video and arrange the parajumble. I hope you paused the video. Now let's see the answer now. So guys, this is the correct order for this parajumble. It's BGA FEDC. BGA-FEDC. Now, statement B starts from having seized the reins of the state on the back of our violent land agitation, who West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee has been at pains to shed. To shed what? To shed the anti-industry label tagged to her since the Shingur and the Nandigram episodes. Then what? Little surprised that the Trinamool Congress chief has been assiduously what? Wooing industry ever since he entered office. The annual business jamboree has what? Have become slick, well-orchestrated events with the occasional large presence of ministers of the Modi government and almost always a sizable cohort of the captains of industry. So guys, this is the order. It's BGA FEDC, but I want you to write your order, whatever you made, in the comment section. So let's see if you were able to get it completely right or not. There's absolutely no shame in it if you even got the wrong answer, because I know over time you will be able to make the right order as well. I have got full faith in you, but I just want honesty from you. Now let's see what's question number 7 and number 8 that we have here, my dear friends. So question number 7 is like this. The fragile hill economy was bad jolted by last year's 104-day shutdown due to a separatist agitation launched by the Gorkha Janmukti Morcha. Full stop. So see, if you feel the error is in part 1 of the question, you can type 7-1 in the comment section. If you feel the error is in part 2, you can type 7-2 in the comment section. If you feel the error is in part 3, you can type 7-3 in the comment section. If you feel the error is in part 4, you can type 7-4 in the comment section. And if you feel there's no error, then you can type 7-5 in the comment section. Well, if you take a good look at the question, I am sure that you will be able to get the error in one single, in one single look. The fragile hill economy was bad jolted. Now see, what is jolt? Jolt is actually a verb, right? So before a verb over here, what do we need? We need an adverb, which means bad is more like an adjective, and it shouldn't be used as an adjective. It should be used what? It should be used as an adverb and not adjective. That means it should be was badly jolted by last year's 104-day shutdown. So that's the answer that should be there in part 1, my dear friends. Now see, question number 8 says, the agitation spearhead by the erstwhile GJM chief Bimal Gurung led to a vertical split in the outfit. If you feel the error is in part 1 of question number 8, you can type 8-1 in the comment section. If you feel the error is in part 2 of the comment section, you can type 8-2. If you feel the error is in part 3, you can type 8-3. If you feel the error is in part 4, you can type 8-4. And if you feel there's no error in the comment section, then you can type, if there's no error in the question, then you can type 8-5 in the comment section. Well, if you take a good look at this particular question, you will find that this particular, the tense of question number 8 is actually a past tense. So that's why it should be more like the agitation spearheaded by the erstwhile GJM chief and not spearhead. Okay, guys? So that's why it's given led to a vertical split, because it's in the past. That's what it should be. What it should be, spearheaded by the erstwhile GJM chief. That's how it should be done over here. Okay, guys? So now, my dear friends, now we can come to the center screen once again. So that was all, by the way, that we had, for you in this English version of the editorial analysis, and I hope that you learned a lot, because we did take a look at the motivational quote, then we had an overview of all the important articles, then we analyzed the most important articles, we also solved questions, we also solved the vocab-based questions, and we also had grammar-based questions along with solving a parajumble. So that was all from me, Saurabh Dey, in this particular editorial analysis, and I hope that you also had fun. Do like the video if you liked the video, and comment in the box, and also tell us what can we improve in this show, and also share this video with your friends, because sharing is caring, my dear friends. As of now, peace out.